like a long gander at the anus.
It is though. Like it's.
Dang, Michael Jackson was molesting children. Well, what were those kids wearing at the time? I don't think he did it. But you know what? Even if he did do it, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, it's Michael Jackson.
What's that, y'all?
Holy shit. Even if he did, you know what I mean?
Titties.
Holy shit.
Big ass motherfucking titties.
Titties, big ass motherfucking titties.
Ooh,
Turn my
shit.
mic up. Turn me up, DJ.
Oh, shit.
There we go.
That's 'cause I thought you was
Turn
supposed
my
to be
mic up.
Oh, shit. There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, I fucked that all up.
Titties, big ass fucking titties.
Oh, my God, bro.
Dave Chappelle is a gift from God. And if we don't treasure this man, we'll never have any other great things in life.
That shit is fire. Like, I looked at did you look at the his Rotten Tomatoes shit?
Oh, he got a 0%.
But it was for, like, it's crazy because, like, it's, like, not even crazy. It's, like, anybody, like, fans and people who watch it, 99%, best shit I ever seen in my fucking life. It's, like, I don't know, the 8 or 9 critics who he probably might have been talking about their particular group.
Them L's and them G's.
All the alphabet.
B's and them T's.
All the alphabets. The alphabet people.
He said them alphabet people, not the FBI, not the CIA. Them L's and them G's and B's and them T's.
I don't know, but I know when to get in this car.
Right? Let's pull over. He might be one of us. The trans are just in the back of the car like, hey guys, pull over. I need to use the restroom. It's not a bathroom for you for 4 states, bitch. Shut up, nigga, bitch, whatever you are. Oh, that was great. Oh
Man. Malik Yoba would not be pleased.
Holy shit. That was a perfect segue. Because he cleared. All right, so me and TJ were talking about this before we got on air. First off, before we even get into this, how was your week, man? Let's check in, goddammit. We ain't said hi to each other.
That's true.
How was your week, man?
It was straight. Like, as you know, new job, new me.
There you go. Not answering. If them text messages go, I answer.
No, it was just like, like I cleared everything with last little gig. And, you set it up. So now I got like a couple days to just dig around.
Got to.
Cause, but other than that, it was straight. As you all know, niggas went out, enjoyed our best lives last weekend, and then came back.
I don't know. Did niggas know that?
No, they didn't.
I don't think we posted anything on the actual.
Man, I live my life, man. Fuck y'all. I don't want to see y'all when I'm having like my life.
Yeah. It was a real getaway.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to y'all for real.
I don't. If he don't want to talk to y'all, then I know for sure y'all want to talk to me because I'm behind the scenes for everything.
He be wanting to forget y'all existed. I just didn't want to talk to y'all for a little bit.
I love y'all. Don't believe what TJ says. I'm not a camera person, man. Like I'm not recording myself. I'm not doing selfies.
No, I realize
I'm not
like,
holding the button and like putting the camera in front of my face. And
I think I've noticed like I'm like flip a switch. I'm either really logged in. It's got to be funny or I'm not.
See, that's my thing. I'm always willing to flip the switch if somebody else has a camera. If you have a camera, I'll flip the switch for your camera. But I'm not doing a camera on my own. Fuck that. No,
I don't know. Yeah, like I'm bad with like pictures. I have to really be like saying something stupidly fun. That's the only way I get my shit off.
I'm not doing a picture. Yeah. I look like.
No, all my pictures, anything that's ever online that ever got like anything over a certain amount of likes, Chardon took those pictures. I want everybody to know like Chardon's my personal photographer, and I don't take pictures of shit.
I'm a grown ass kid, so like when I take a picture, I look like my son with a beard. I look like I look like a school picture of somebody with a beard. So I'm not doing that. So yeah, that's good though. I'm glad to hear that. My week was shitty as fuck.
Yikes.
End of the discussion. Moving on. I threw the whole week in the trash. I just threw it in the trash.
It happened.
Threw the whole week in the trash.
Yeah.
It's just okay. I'm gonna start over. It's like the future meme. Like somebody was like, "How was your week?" And I'd be like, "It never happened. It never happened."
Throw that shit all the way the fuck away.
It's like that. So I just threw it away. But on to the show. The show must go on. Sipping this Douce.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna talk this shit.
As we were saying, like I know I made like my little Malik Yoba reference.
Malik Yoba.
That blew up the internet. I'm just like, bro.
Let's talk about it really quick because it's a lot that goes on with that situation. Because when Malik Yoba came out and was like he liked chicks with dicks, I was like, that's great. It's something wrong with this. There's something. You know what? It reeked of the same thing that the Juicy Smoulier situation happened. You know, Juicy Smoulier.
Juicy Smoulier.
Juicy Smoulier. He's a French actor. He's black. He's gay. He got attacked in Chicago. Juicy Smoulier. Dave Chappelle did a really good report about it in his Sticks and Stones special. But it reeked of the same stench that Juicy Smoulier reeked of. And so I just wasn't. I was like, this is supportive, but it just seems weird. And so, I just took it with a grain of salt. And I was like, I'm gonna do some investigating on this, do some digging. I'm gonna talk to some sources. We're gonna have a conference with some people, confer.
I dig it.
And in my digging, what I have found out is that Malik Yoba has a pending charge for sexual assault on an underage transgender girl.
Oh.
Here is the lowdown on the down low about Malik Yoba.
Wow, that's that.
With the
fuck.
That
Sounds like a segment. Wow, I don't have that much.
That's for Kyrie. Kyrie can have
because like I'm not in the community.
Yeah, I'm not
like
in the
that,
download
some,
shit. But
some of y'all got to grab
Kyrie,
that shit, bro.
You can for sure do the lowdown on the down low. That's a segment for you.
Dead
I love you, bro.
Ass.
But this is what I was able to find out, or this is what I know. Allegedly, Malik Yoba has a pending sexual assault charge for an underage transgender girl. In the transgender community in New York, apparently Malik Yoba has a reputation of, for a very long time, liking underage transgender girls.
New York undercover like a motherfucker.
The young girl that is now up for the assault charge, or that has a pending assault charge on him, allegedly, she was told by the older girls in the transgender community that were still floating around the age of 18, a little bit older, some a little bit younger still. She was told that, hey, that guy likes allegedly, this is all alleged, likes younger transgender girls, and he's a good customer, pays well.
Like that young dick, tell her when that old dick been.
I'm not referencing. I have no reference in if he's pitching or catching. I know that he has relationships. I don't know. Excuse me. Allegedly, it is alleged. Admittedly, he likes transgenders. I know that from a fact from his mouth. He likes transgender women. Cool. Nice. Allegedly, he likes underage transgender women. So we can confirm from his own mouth that he does like transgenders. But he's
just trying to get ahead of the bullshit.
Exactly. So because he had a pending case this week and was supposed to go to court for it, and they were supposed to finally go to court, he decided to get ahead of it and be like, "Hey y'all, I like chicks with dicks. I'm an evolved man and y'all not." So, but this is where shit gets fucked up now. So today, if you guys ain't checked the waiver wire, found out what's going on in these streets, Malik Yoba makes a post responding to because the transgender young lady who has the case on him is now who spoke out. It was a whole nother transgender young lady that he had dealt with, who's now older, who had said he's been doing this for a while, and the only reason he's coming out is not because he's an ally, not because he's supportive, not because he's proud of it. It's because he has this case coming out, and he wants to admit that he's okay with transgender women because they're going to try to do the R. Kelly thing, and of course they're going to hold any pedophilia case that you get. The accusers are always, if they have money, if they're affluent, if they're wealthy, especially if they're celebrities, what they will do is push back the trial date. You push back the trial date, you push back the trial date, you push it back until your child abuser is of an age where they are, if they're an adult, hopefully they're an adult, you can push it back long enough till they're an adult. If not, until they're of a mature stature, so when you go to court, it doesn't look as much like you preyed on a child. You want them to look a little bit more developed. That's why you push back these cases a little bit. The R. Kelly case, the girl was however old she was. By the time they went to trial for the case, she was 23. It's very hard for you to look at this 23-year-old woman and, who's saying whatever she's saying. It's just still looked at differently, unfortunately. But
I start fucking these bitches that wear slits and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You got to fuck bitches that's old enough to not want to show their ankles.
Yeah,
Bitch ain't got no little house on the prairie dress on. I don't want it.
About it.
That's it, yeah. Bring that overnight bag.
Yeah, you want the bedroom smelling like apple cider vinegar when you get done.
Oh, yeah, Bengay. That's it.
That's it.
But
that's the nice safety net right there. Pro tip, y'all. You're welcome.
Done heard my snatch. Get your old bitch call it a snatch. She ain't got a pussy. Say she got a snatch. But yeah, so apparently that's why he went ahead and And again, it wasn't even the girl who has the case. It wasn't him. So it was a whole different woman that he allegedly dealt with, another trans woman that he allegedly dealt with. And so today, this nigga goes on Instagram or yesterday, whatever it was, and he does a freestyle that's like, yeah, I choose to show and told lies about child abuse, but you can't see that if you try to beat me, you lose.
Time out. Are you trying
The first
to tell
thing I
me
said was this.
Malik Yoba got up here and rapped me about
Who? Nigga, you think I... Hold on. I wouldn't lie to you about this, sir. I love you too much to lie to you about something like this.
Bars.
Hold on. No, it wasn't even social justice. It was him saying I'm guilty without saying I'm guilty. Hold on, let me say it. When you hear this, like, it just reeks of I'm guilty and I don't know what to do. Like,
Malik finna drop the Take the Booty mixtape.
Bro, Malik Yoba was crying. I don't give a fuck.
Damn.
It looked like he had just finished crying. He was in his house just walking around a room. He had the I'm stressed, like, post-argument face. God damn, I want to find this.
Why don't he just get a timeshare in, like, Thailand or some shit?
Why you just want to go get you some help?
Or that.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where to go. That'll help you encourage your bullshit. Oh, my gosh. Where is this video at? Where did I see it at? Because this nigga Malik Yoba was really, like, rapping. And
that's some...
was like, when you choose
that's
to
some
live...
incredibly
I see y'all choose
like,
to tell lies about child abuse. He really got his bars off and was like, y'all got me fucked up. Like, I do this shit, nigga. I'm rapping.
I saw Janet Jackson snapped in that movie, man. Like, crazy.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, you crazy as hell laying up to a nigga like that.
Oh, man, I cannot find where the fuck I seen this video.
You know what? Like,
and it really was one of those things where you look at the nigga and you could tell in his face that it was just like, yo.
That's like Patrick Bateman level sick. Like,
God damn. So yeah, it's on Baller Alert from yesterday. So it says Malik Yoba responds to claims that he paid an underage trans girl for sex. So he did like a formal statement, but he also did like a stupid ass Malik Yoba freestyle that was just like,
yeah,
you ain't got no friends, fam. Don't nobody.
Yeah,
you gotta get somebody access to your apps to be able.
You gotta get the fuck.
Oh, here we go. Found it. Here we go. Malik Yoba is
gone.
Get the
fuck out of here.
Here we go.
How quickly people love to spread news with no proof for child abuse. You confuse. I see you. You choose to try to make me lose, but I can't. If you try to stand in my shoes, you would lose. You can't win when you live in sin. When you got to begin where it begins again. In the beginning, I told you there was the word, and the word said we will love, and we will love each.
For those that are that video is 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's as much as I'm willing to listen to because I have secondhand embarrassment for that man.
Yeah, okay.
Understand something, people. Understand something right now before this goes any further. I have no problem with the L's, them G's, them B's, them T's and Q's, whatever. I have no problem with none of that.
What
my
the fuck?
Thing is two things. First off, children. I have no gray area about it. If you touch it, if you're dealing with children inappropriately, I have no understanding for it. I have no nothing.
No.
That's number one. And number two, if you are smearing the good name of hip hop, I have no love for you, nigga. This nigga did both of those things, people.
These niggas destroyed my childhood. Old boy fucking was breakdancing and shit, and now he up here touching. What the fuck?
It's tough in these streets, man. You can't watch, bro. You can't watch New York Undercover the same no more because you wondering what
is now
what was under them covers in New York.
New York Undercover is now the biggest fucking.
Throw it away.
Like, holy shit.
Malik Yoba just fucked it up. Just fucked it all up.
Wow.
And
I don't even know how to, like, I'm trying to find a segue into anything. That shit
blew
me the fuck away.
When you choose to tell lies about child abuse, that was the greatest terrible thing ever.
Had fucking assault bars. What the fuck?
Oh shit! I ain't
sexual assault bars. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
To me, that instantly yelled, "I'm guilty." Can you imagine if people did that? Can you imagine catching your girl cheating? Like you catch her, she be like, "You choose to look at lies about." You be like, "What the fuck?"
That nigga finna go to jail, and him and R. Kelly finna drop a mixtape.
Oh,
He gonna
shit.
get on the track. Arc featuring Robert. That shit gonna be.
Oh, shit.
That shit gonna be fire in the fucking like sexual offender wing.
Robert Kelly got released to general population this week. Hey, still the funniest thing I ever in my life.
Not a Little Prince.
Robert Kelly asked for a computer in jail. I don't know. He can't read, but I just thought that was the greatest shit ever.
I don't know what is it gonna be in shapes?
This
Like,
nigga said. He said he want a computer with little pictures on the keys. Put a house on there.
they gonna send that nigga Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh my gosh, that's
What's
the
that little
greatest
shit
shit
where you
ever.
press the shit and the cow hits the shit and it's got the little that's what they gonna send his ass. What the fuck
Holy
R. Kelly
shit.
gonna do with a fucking computer?
Nigga said he gonna send him an Etch-a-Sketch. Hey, I seen something really interesting last week. I'm just gonna bounce around on topics this week because I had a fucked up week, y'all. I'm just really gonna vent to y'all. Y'all gonna be my therapist for the weekend.
That's good.
Hey, did you see that in Mexico they legalized recreational cocaine? Yeah, y'all should see TJ's face right now.
Get her done. You fucking wild
Tourism
out,
is
nigga.
about like America was like, we gonna build a wall.
Wow.
They was like, y'all are. Well, watch us.
All right.
Watch us. We gonna
Get
keep them gates
booger
open.
sugar, baby.
We gonna keep them gates open on niggas.
Wow.
Yeah, man, Mexico then. So for all you coke heads, because I know that's the thing now. Like for some reason, niggas is coke heads. Coke has made a comeback.
That used to be the upper crust drug, man. You gotta have money. That
Yeah,
shows you
no,
got
no.
status. It's like, you know,
Drug tiers dropped. So what happened was like when weed became legal, it dropped the drug tiers because the closest, like the lowest rung of illegal drug now was cocaine or crack. I don't know if y'all do people. Holy
meth.
shit, nigga. Okay.
I think isn't meth
No,
the new crack or is that
fuck
just for white folks?
that. Last weekend, for y'all that don't know, we ran a rerun of the show because it was TJ's birthday, so we decided to go to San Francisco for Labor Day weekend.
Nigga got whoa.
Nigga.
That nigga got. I just realized what he's talking about. Go for it, ooh,
Bruh.
shit.
So, do you remember the Dave Chappelle special where the niggas is it For What It's Worth or Killing Me? I think it's Killing Me Softly. He did in San Francisco where he was like went down to that Castro. That place is gay as hell. That's America's asshole. Castro, it's just gay. Right, that's gay. He's 100% right on that. And then the nigga says went down to that Tenderloin. That motherfucker ain't so tender. Holy shit, nigga. We stayed in Union Square in San Francisco.
Wow.
So I'm walking because it's a weed shop in Tenderloin. But you know me, I walk everywhere. You know what I mean? I take the train, I take the bus. Any city I'm on, I'm hitting the ground. I'm not I've been to every ghetto in America. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna walk. I find the nearest corner store or bodega or liquor store, whatever you have in your city. I buy me a little pocket knife and I hit the streets. So did that the night that I got there. I found like a little smoke shop that had cigars and stuff. It was a cigar shop actually. So you know when you got cigars, you got the cutting blades and all that stuff. So I found me a nice little blade that I could walk around with for the weekend. Don't mind throwing it away before I get back on the plane.
You were better than me. They had like the little cork things in my hotel room. That had
You just kept yours.
I just kept that all week. And I was like,
There you go.
And then I put it back when I left. Like I did.
Nah, I like to be because I got a form. Like I'm already in shape with certain objects.
Oh,
so.
see, like I had it where because
That's a good one.
I know my natural reaction is to swing. So if I come that and I
I get you. Good one. But anyway, so you know, I hit the streets. Like I'm going to the little dispensary or whatever. So I'm walking through with me and my lady. Me and Tiff, we walking through the city because she's with me, and more times than not, when I'm doing she's just like, I'm gonna go with you on your random adventure. Like, let me just roll. So we walking on this random adventure. We walk it through. You can clearly tell when you get out of Union Square and you cross over into the Tenderloin.
Yep.
Because that shit look, it is rough. Nigga, look.
No, it was not to
TJ,
cut you
you've
off.
been. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, like where we were at, like, you know, because we were, what was it, like a couple blocks up from
Yeah.
now? So when I'm going, like, you know, Chelsea was staying like an hour to walk to go to the gym in the morning. I'm walking and like,
Oh yeah, I remember you saying.
I walked down. It was good. When I came back, it was 2 times, and it was I've never seen a homeless dude like he looked like he had just left practice. Like I was like, this nigga is the first like homeless DN. He was 6'5" and was in the middle of the street and was like, "You need to get away from me." And it was nobody there, and I'm like, "Fuck, bro, I'm gonna have to really jug." Like,
shit.
I didn't even think about fighting. I was like, "I'm finna jug this nigga. I'm finna jug this nigga right in the middle of the intersection." This is not tough guy. When I tell you, I was scared to the bitch because I just was like,
poke
"This
your ass
nigga
up.
hands bigger than my face." I was like,
bro.
"I'm finna jug the fuck out this nigga, man." So. Yeah, it's wild out there. Great weather though.
Amazing weather and great seafood. So, but we walking through the Tenderloin. So we leaving Union Square. We get out of Union Square. We can tell because it get a little rough. And I'm like, oh shit! I checked the map. Like, where the fuck we at? And I realized, like, oh shit, this shop is in the Tenderloin. But it was a super nice shop though, great shop. But I'm like, it's in Tenderloin. So we walking. I'm seeing shit getting rough. And my Tiff like, yo, babe, it's getting a little ugly out here, ain't it? I'm like, nah, we good though. It's like, it's straight. I'm like, it don't look no different than Skid Row in downtown LA. She like, yeah, that's true. That's like home. So, hold on one second. I gotta interrupt the story. Go ahead.
Like, y'all niggas know, like, bathroom stops, shit happens. But nah, I wasn't there for his story, but to add to his point, like, clearly every place you go to has, like, I didn't know though. Like, in my mind, like, I think I've been to Frisco, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 times, only like 2 times as an adult. You know, you always do the touristy thing. So this time I definitely was like one of those times like I don't need to do the super tourist move. I could just kind of enjoy myself. They be having motherfuckers out there. Like what to amen his story is, you know, you go to Frisco and you think, oh man, this is fucking Silicon Valley. It's extra nice, which it is.
You think you're gonna see tech geeks and gay people, and it's not that.
You know, they there wherever they at, but it's motherfuckers out there. Like that's all I'm finna say.
Nah, E40 from the Bay. Yeah, E40 from the
Bay.
Mac Dre from the Bay.
I might, like next time I gotta go on because my main thing was because I'm, you know, I'm extra black. I'm just go to Oakland. Like,
oh no, that's the same thing we said. Like the Black Panther headquarters. We gonna go back in a couple weeks. We can we just jump in a car and go up there real quick. We'll go. Cool. But anyway, I'm sorry. So we leaving Tenderloin. We walking down the street. It's getting kind of rough. My girl like, yo, it's getting really ugly out this motherfucker. Out of nowhere, I look down because I see that I'm about to step over. It's homeless people just in the street. Like the whole sidewalk is full of homeless people. Not like 1 or 2 people standing outside. Nigga, I'm talking about like 50 people in a row sleeping on the curb as you
just walk to the bedroom.
Without a doubt, nigga. I'm talking about no tents, no sleeping bags. Them niggas is laid out the long way on the sidewalk. They laid out with the width of the sidewalk, not the length of it. So you got to step over niggas' bodies. Like, you know how it's like step on the crack, you break your mama back. Like you don't see the crack because it's a human being right there. So it's like step on the human and you have to fight a crackhead. That's what's more so that nigga. I look down because I'm trying to not step over this fucking human being, and right next to him is just 2 people just having a crack party. Like, just smoking crack. I'm talking about smoking crack, like, not even, like, discreetly trying to, like, put the pipe down to the side. This bitch had it up and was like, you know how you put your hand around a lighter to, like, block the flame from the wind? She was smoking crack like that. She was like, this motherfucker is not lighting. She got the crack. And I was like, holy shit. And I was like, it is rough. That was our first, like, 4 hours in San Francisco. Nigga, I was like, yo, this place is...
Yep.
It's not what I remember from my youth. Like, this place is really real.
It's like, it was, like, not... This is not even, like, an exaggeration. We all went to Fisherman's Wharf, ate, had a good time. Yes. As we leaving, we get... I don't know, 40 steps away. 40 steps away from the, what's that, the Franciscan?
Yes.
This nigga was laid out, bread bowl one side, dirty ass shoe the other way, bleed in the middle of the street, and people was just sitting there, and I was just like there's no way he like fell. Like somebody rocked this nigga and just walked away.
Yeah.
It's families, it's kids walk. What's that juice coming out of his face? It's blood, nigga. Let's go.
Let's go. That wasn't no slip and fall. Somebody was like, did he fall? They was like on somebody's fist. Yeah. Nigga had a world star moment.
Yeah,
that's the literal words of somebody that was standing there. Yep. They said that nigga had a world star moment.
It's like, weird how like, I don't know, like these like weird differences. There's no like, I think that speaks. There's no like middle. It'd be like, yo, this shit is really nice or it's really fucked. Like there's no middle class in America anymore. There's no middle nothing. It's like you either out here getting your ass rocked or you laying face first in the bread bowl.
That's something I'm gonna tell my son as he gets older. You either lay down face first in a bread bowl or you win.
Exactly. You either out here building the next greatest technology here in Silicon Valley, or you in the middle of the street bleeding in a bread bowl.
That's it.
And you gonna get up and smoke crack in the Tenderloin.
No, but in reality, it's truly sad because we've traveled to a bunch of cities and we may not have noticed because it's been over the years when we weren't always working class, like a part of the full career working class. Like, yeah, we were young and had jobs and shit, but we weren't like, productive members of society yet. Now, as an adult and productive member of society, I be looking at shit and I be like, nigga, it is really I'm not gonna say it's no middle class. There's a very, very thin very, very. And by all the statistics of shit now, there's so many statistics. Back in the day, it used to be like you middle class, lower class, middle class, upper class, based on how much you make a year. Now that should be like how much money you make versus your expenses, and it's how much emergency money do you have. If you don't have $500 to pay for an emergency, you're technically poor. And I'm like, I don't know. It's too many statistics.
We've been doing a lot of Dave talk. It's a lot of Dave shit. Like, I'm just rich enough to not be like, what did he say? Like, we just rich enough to not be poor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of that. Just, you know, we out here, we're not in technically the hood. We're in like technically a nice neighborhood, nice area, but we can't do shit here.
It's the purgatory of life. Yeah. I can't do nothing but live here. Can't go on vacation. Only thing I can do is live here. I can afford to live in this motherfucker. And I thrive.
Yo, and actually, like, I probably should, like, I'll probably fuck around and just have Chelsea call in one day, because she's really up on, like, a nurse, like, how we talk about shit. She'll, if I'm missing a beat on something political or whatever, like, I always talk to her about it. But she'll go, like, on these really big tirades about just how much our generation is, like, fucked, and it's hard to explain that to, like, somebody. We might be able to explain it to our parents, but, like, they love us, but to explain it to somebody in a different generation, like, the resources you had, like, we don't have anymore. Like, what you could do it, like, I got a family, I got a house, I got this, that, and you get that at, like, 26, you can get out of college.
Not even 26. Niggas didn't have to go to college in our parents'
Exactly.
Day. If you went to college back in the day, you was an extraordinary motherfucker. But for the most part, niggas, like, I was 19 and I got a job as a car salesman.
And now it's like okay, the things you could get running out of, like, just, I don't know, at 18, go get a job. Like, you got to wait till 35 to substantially be able to, like, get a house, get a family, and not have to worry as much, maybe.
Because they did the best jug on us ever. You know what they told us? They was like, go to school,
fucking dream,
go to college and and by the time we finished college, you know what them niggas said? Oh, we not taking niggas with degrees no more. We want experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, wait, but I got $80,000 in debt, but I don't have no experience. They're like, go get some experience and then come back and you can do what you finally went to school for. And you like, experience in what, nigga? What prepares me to be a therapist? What prepares me to be a doctor? What prepares me to be like, oh, I don't know, McDonald's. Go work at the YMCA or something, nigga.
And
you'll figure it out.
The part about it is, it be people there, because I've seen that too, where, like, it's people who have been in places where, I've worked, whatever, in these facilities with kids and all this other shit. How long you been here? Like, I've been here 20 years. But, like, why haven't you? I can't, because I need a motherfucking degree. I'm like, damn, that's a jug, boy.
They got you both ways.
Damn, that's a motherfucking jug.
You got to have age, experience, money, a connection, a degree, willing to sacrifice your firstborn, a side bitch you willing to let another nigga fuck.
Yeah.
All that just to be able to get an interview. Fuck the job. You just got to have that to get an interview.
If you want a good one, you got to be able to let them fuck your main bitch.
Yeah.
That's
if you want a good interview for a good job, you better let niggas stick dick in your wife.
Yeah, you in there.
Let her ride your husband.
What was that movie? I don't know, some old movie like from like the fucking 90s where niggas was like offering like $1 million or some shit to fuck his old lady.
Oh, Indecent Proposal.
That shit. Yeah, there you go.
Indecent Proposal. Yeah.
How much money was it?
It was $1 million.
Just $1 million?
It was $1 million. It was $1 million for one night, but remember they had the one night and she fell in love with the dude.
That's a dirty bitch, man. You know,
dirty bitch.
Yeah, bitch. Like we
did this to get these student loans off of us, ho.
I'd be mad as fuck. Like you gonna fuck around and you gonna fuck this shit up.
You better pay these taxes, ho.
Yeah.
But
shit.
No, like I think that's what we were talking about. But yeah,
just I don't know, like the way of the world being fucked, which also makes me like want that. That like made me think about the way of the world being fucked. It made me think about Trump.
But you
Trump
can't explain that shit.
Isaiah Washington nigga who's also a cornball.
True, but before we go there, it's very hard to explain that shit to generations after us because they don't have an understanding of it. I think they don't. They have more times than not. These people have left behind the programs that they used during their youth. Mm-hmm. So, during their youth. So they're
in their youth.
Their youths turned to an old Italian man. The youths, they got the youths. Turned into Joey Diaz. But the youth, like when they use these programs, they was young. Yeah, aunties and mamas and shit was 21, 22, and they did their little welfare for a summer or two, or why they needed to get school clothes or whatever. So these motherfuckers think it's still readily available for you just to be able to walk up to. And I'm like, y'all know that shit has been fucked up by the credit cards and the scammers.
Yeah,
scammers done win and got Jordans on all this shit. You gotta fuck a dwarf to be able to get some help from the system. You gotta find your own dwarf. You gotta bring your dwarf to fuck it.
What's that shit? They don't like to take responsibility. That's like
y'all fucked up the system.
There we go. Yeah,
y'all smoke crack and went to the Freaknik.
Y'all are irresponsible. Y'all didn't do this. No, we are doing the best we can with the world you left us. I didn't build this shit. I came and inherited.
You know what happens? Young people don't know how to defend themselves against that shit. For all you young people, if you're 19, between 19 and 29 right now, if your parents or your aunties try to give you shit for something, you look them in the face and you go, bitch, you had the Freaknik. And just watch how pale they get. They gonna get pale and tell them like, what about the Eazy-E swim party and the Death Row pool parties and all that shit? Man. And just start bringing up all this old shit where they was hoeing and throwing pussy. And when,
cause I just know
that everybody got an older cousin that don't look like them.
Bro, I just know that was such a great time of just the most disgusting shit.
It was.
Missed out. And you know what really bothers me?
That was before niggas knew AIDS existed. Like Eazy-E came along and just fucked shit up.
Here's what always hurts me the most about that, because I would get fucking tried and true real life stories from the motherfucking up and like when Snoop and West Side Connection was a thing. I was getting real stories and I was like, bro,
up to the minute.
I was like, come on, man, like let's get like it's fuzz. We could turn this into a beer, like. Come on, man. Like,
we can do this, man. We can do this.
I can't bring you in there, you know, like you young. I'm like, fuck, I swear, bro, I will park cars. I will roll niggas weed. Like, I just want to be there. Like, come on, bro. Nah, we can't do that. Please. Like, that really on a spiritual level hurts me, because I'm just like, it was footage. That was back when niggas was like just filming shit on cameras.
The big video camera, nigga, the big camcorder.
Motherfucker would bring it back and be showing it, and I was like,
let you see a little bit of it.
Do you understand that? I mean, I'm out here. I'm a good looking high school kid, and I'm still trying. I'm out here trying to bargain for hand jobs. You niggas out here just fucking living.
Hey, in reality, you say that now. The immaturity in you says that can't say that. But now, if somebody in your life would have let you into one of those, if your uncle would have let you in one of them rooms and let a woman do anything to you, you would be 30 years old right now, and you would be so mad at him. You'd be like, you let her. You just let her take just my innocence. I'm telling Granny, like you wouldn't know what the fuck to do. And I understand we say that now, but with the mind that you have now is like a fully matured adult motherfucker that works in the field that you work in and do the things that you do in life. When you sit back and would really think about that, I thank God that my father never had a talk with me about sex, like not in the way of. Yeah, you having sex, huh? You out here getting you some? Never had that talk. It was more so of the safety of having intercourse, how to protect myself, and how to respect women. And later on, when I became an adult, I talked to my pop. I was like, yo, we never had like a birds and the bees talk. We had a sex talk. We have like a birds and the bees talk. And he was like, why would we? Or he said we did. And I'm like, yeah, like nah, but we didn't know. And he was like, we did. I'm like, but we didn't know. And he explained to me, he's like, I taught you how to treat women and how to keep yourself safe. He's like, I can't teach you about sex. He's like, that's something you just have to experience. And as you get experience, you'll become better at it. But I taught you and gave you the things that allowed you to know how to treat a woman and put you in a position to be able to experience this enough to be able to like go get you some sex. He's like, I gave you the tools to go have sex, not gave you dumbass stories about me having sex, because that does you no good. You're going to try to go do some shit. He's like, that shit is stupid.
Was way more philosophical. Mine was very like nail in the head. I thought, and I slipped up on it. Like one time I found what was it? I think I found like my parents had got divorced, so I had like found like a pack of condoms like for the first time, and I knew what they were. And he was like, "All right, man, sit down. Let's go ahead and knock this out."
Yeah.
He was like, "That's to keep you safe. You always need like." It was very like bullet point. And that was back when my dad was like really, really in the midst of work, so he had a lot of that. It was like boom. It was like, do this, keep yourself safe, don't be out here doing like. And he was like, and lastly. Like it was, and he was like, he hit on all the bullet points, but he just didn't do it. He was like, treat him right, don't be a fucking weirdo, don't do this. And he was like, lastly, make sure she come first, and then you get yours. I was like, he's like, that's it, get out. And I was like,
that's simple enough. It's straight to the point.
All right.
Yeah, I never got to like the act of sex. We never did.
It wasn't
like
none of that. He just was.
It wasn't like a banana and a cucumber and like rolling a condom down.
None of that shit.
It was really like, hey man, happy wife, happy life. Like that was more so my talk. Like when I think back about it, and my pop was just like, yo man, happy wife, happy life. You always respect. You never hit. You don't raise your voice. You just don't do certain shit. And like I was like, yo, this nigga's like a fucking Jedi of women, because he really like never raised his voice, never got mad towards my mother. I was like, this nigga's the coolest nigga in the world because my mom's an asshole. And so I was like, this nigga's amazing, yo. So for me, I never had that shit. Like I never had a real birds and the bees talking. I don't know what the fuck we were talking about to segue into this, but
I don't even know.
I'm not gonna try to figure it out. Let's just keep rolling. We're in the rhythm. Isaiah Washington. Let's talk about it because we were about to segue into that.
Oh.
And I stopped it short to continue talking about whatever conversation we were talking about that led to our upbringings. But Isaiah Washington, for those that don't know, Isaiah Washington made a confession. He came out the closet as a Trump supporter. I don't think that's something you got to come out the closet as. First off, understand something. Like, even if you support Trump, nigga, that's like 4 years or something, maybe 8. You still a black man for your whole fucking life. Bro. So understand something. I might not like the choice that you're making right now, but I'm not ousting you from black man or like the black community. I just don't fuck. We agree to disagree, motherfucker. You might have different objectives or be in a different tax bracket than me. I don't give a fuck. But I say that as a disclaimer to the Isaiah Washington situation. TJ, if you want to go ahead and explain that, because you were telling me about that earlier.
Yeah, like it was like I've been trying to like, I've looked at it. I've seen like a lot of the headlines. And today was like one of the first days I decided to like kind of like try to gloss over some shit. So at first, what he was saying, like there's like a video of him with is it Fox News or Fox Nation or somebody with Fox, and he has a couple things on Twitter, And at first, I'm with it. He was like, I don't know, like I disavow the fucking Democratic Party. I've been a Democrat for this, that, and the third, but they haven't been taking care of our community, haven't done this, that, and the third for the black community. I'm like, all right, bet. He's like, I don't fuck with the Republican Party. He's like, I'm walking away from all big parties, and I'm like, I can get behind that. He's like, technically, if you look up my shit, I might be Green Party, but we don't have a big candidate. So I'm like, everything's cool. Like and so at first I'm like, well, damn, nigga, like, what the fuck this nigga say that was that bad? Yeah. And then he gets to the part where, like, there's tweets of him going, Trump did more for me than 44 ever did. Team Trump, whoop, doop, doop. And what he's referring to is the First Step Act, which Trump signed. And the First Step Act is, like, a reform on like, prison. It's like a bill that, like, it has a lot of things in it to, like, shorten sentences if you're a nonviolent offender. So it has all these little pieces to try to like assist in that, and potentially like shorten up sentences. People who are whatever kind of get freed early. If you're old, you can kind of transition into other forms of care. So it's cool. And I'm like, this is a really cool bill. And I'm like, in that, I'm like, I could say I like the bill, but to me, when you look at, because there was this thing that I had looked up earlier too, and it was like and this was an article from like 5 ever ago. Where the fuck is it at? But it was just how Trump has, and this might have been from last year, but it's a article that was done by the Washington Post about how Trump has rolled back like a bajillion of Obama's fucking policies. And policies that really like affect. So it's like, so in my mind when I'm looking at it, I'm like, one good act does not absolve you of like a lifetime of fuck shit. Like if fucking Hitler was like, hey man, you know what?
Hitler created the Volkswagen.
Yeah, like
that. We have not let this nigga off the hook for that. Volkswagens are still around.
They're really good.
The Volkswagen Beetle was created by the Nazi Germany to be a family car for all the Nazis. But guess what? We're not letting Hitler off the hook for the Volkswagen.
That's basically
perfect
my
example.
point. Yeah,
yes,
like,
go ahead.
I love Bumblebee. I watch fucking. I'm like, oh my god, Bumblebee, fucking. But Hitler's
still Hitler.
Yeah. So that's my only thing about people just like, and I don't know, when you I listen to the nigga speak, I'm like, you're an intelligent motherfucker. Like that makes me look at you like you know what you're doing and you know that it's bullshit.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
I always ask people this, man. I'm not a Trump supporter, not even fucking close. I don't support individuals. I'm like a political monogamist. Like I support any motherfucker who is supporting my agenda. Mm-hmm. And I'm only supporting you as long as you're supporting my agenda. Like I don't, as long as you're making me come politically, I'm okay with it. But once I just got blue balls from you politically, then I don't give a fuck. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand what that man's point is, because sometimes we fail to realize that celebrities and actors are still niggas from the hood. Mm-hmm. Isaiah Washington may still have a cousin who decided that he was going to sell these bricks instead of go to Juilliard with him. And you still want that cousin to come home. Mm-hmm. I completely understand that. I empathize with that. I relate to that. I would not go. This is my whole saying, and me and my girl go back and forth about this. Like me and my lady, we argue about this all the time. And sometimes I always have to remind her about this. for me, I know this is not everybody's perspective, but for me, I am a firm believer that there's no such thing as a permanent friend or enemy in business. And I will repeat, I do not believe there's no such thing as a permanent friend or enemy in business. If what your relationship with the person is based on is strictly business, they are not your friend, they're not your enemy. They're just a person you do business with. They're going to do something that you're not going to like, and it's going to put them in a position of an enemy. But then 3 months later, they may come back and be like, hey, I'm going to buy this company, and do you want to get in on it? It's going to make us triple what you lost when you fucked around and when I did that other deal to dick you over. Mm-hmm. That nigga's not your friend, and he's not your enemy. He's just a person you do business with. And so for Isaiah Washington, I understand his point of this act may be able to get my father out of jail, may be able to get my cousin, my brother, my little brother, my sister, my mother, my aunt, somebody out of jail that I care deeply about, and that's something Obama couldn't or wouldn't do. And because of that, yes, I align myself with this. I appreciate this from this person. But to go, I align myself with this person is something different. Mm-hmm. I appreciate a gesture that you did. That is 100%. If my boss that I hate and go and dislike every single day decides to give me a raise, thank you. We're not friends. I'm not in favor of you for anything. If they come to me and say, hey, would you want us to hire this guy again for another year or go get you a new boss? If we really have that much of an issue and that little gesture, it's not going to make me go, I want to keep him. No, it's going to make me be like, get this guy the fuck out of here. So I look at it like that. What I hate is that when people, in my opinion, I feel like what he did was run all the way to the other side because there's no middle ground in this. Mm-hmm. It's no middle ground right now. It's no middle class. There's no middle at all, nigga. You got two edges, and either you're going to jump from one edge to the other edge, but there's no ground for you to walk across this motherfucker.
Bitch ever.
America is the Grand Canyon, nigga. All that shit in the middle was the middle class. You literally got to jump from one side of the Grand Canyon to the other. If you can't Evel Knievel America, nigga, that's literally the risk that you have when you're trying to switch sides in America. You're trying to Evel Knievel the fucking Grand Canyon. Yeah. And that's why I feel like Isaiah Washington went all the way and was like hashtag Trump, blase, blase, blah. It's because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to live in that purgatory of America. You can't live, and I'm a black man that came up from the hood, and the reason why I like Trump is because he's enacting something that gets somebody from the hood off of something. It's too many. It's not even a duality because it's more than two factors in it. It's so contradictory of like so many layers of contradictions of like, I'm a black man, but I support Trump, but I'm supporting Trump because he's doing something for people that are in the hood. And I just think it was something that he just had to run to the side and be like, Trump support, fuck y'all.
Those layers always confuse me because I never like, in my mind, it's like you could easily have just gone, I support this issue and I'm supportive that he got this issue done, but I don't understand why.
Even a broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Yeah, like you could have easily ran with that. Like he did this, I'm with this particular thing, but I'm not gonna go over and say like he's way better than Obama because as you know what, that's a sentiment that's been coming from a lot of people now that the Obama time is over. Mm-hmm.
A lot of motherfuckers are showing that they just supported Obama because he was black.
Of course.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was something that I wasn't just only nigga sensing. Okay,
no, there's a lot of people like even in I don't know. I've seen that sentiment a lot, and it's not wrong. Just that the big joke is that like when you got Obama, we thought we was gonna get fucking white slaves,
baby, to Patrice O'Neal.
Yes, now
Philip,
get in here and warm my bed. But people always feel like, and that he didn't focus on issues that had to do with us, and there's a bunch of arguments and debates within that, like we did not lobby him enough like other groups do for him to force us, but at the end of the day he did not do a lot for us. But if you're looking at I guess a president on the whole, I think he did do, and a lot of people don't, he did things that were better for the world, better for the community. We had better relationships with our allies, we had our enemies stay where the fuck they needed to stay, environmental shit was in order, school shit, healthcare, and Trump. And it looks like a lot of shit Trump's doing, which I don't get
Not
mad.
Not to interrupt you, can I? I want to kind of sum it up. I think Obama focused more on world stuff, and Trump is focusing more on domestic stuff. Obama gave a fuck about how America impacted the world, and I think Trump gives a fuck about how America takes care of America.
Trump is, I don't even think it's that. When I look at Trump, I look at Trump's history. You look at like Trump University, you look at Trump, all the things he's done business-wise. Trump is running the country like he's ran any of his bullshit businesses. And they're all fuck ups. He just sells it really well.
But no, okay, so let me do this because I was talking to somebody about this in regards to the Jay-Z thing with the NFL and Rock Nation, and we're going to segue into that because I do want to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
This is my thing. What people have failed to realize is when you see a business fall, that doesn't mean the person behind the business fell. And this is something that we have to learn in business. Because Trump University went bankrupt, that doesn't mean that Trump lost.
No, not him.
What happened? No.
Yeah, he won.
Just,
he always comes out on top.
This is my point, though. Sometimes what happens is people, in the grand scheme of things, like in the big picture, in the little picture, they may lose, but in the big picture, they won. So Trump University goes under and files bankruptcy, but people have to remember there's different chapters of bankruptcy. There's different ways you can file bankruptcy. You can file bankruptcy strictly asset protection, which is I want to file bankruptcy strictly on this one thing, and this is the only thing that I don't want to pay for. This is what's going broke. Everything else is functioning perfectly fine. I want to disband and get rid of this business. Cool. Go ahead and do that. That does not mean that you yourself necessarily took a hit. Like when you think of LLCs and you think of incorporations, you have to remember there's boards and so many things with an incorporation that protects you and provides an umbrella that if the incorporation gets sued, it stands on its own. And once you file bankruptcy on an incorporation that stands on its own, it's done. You move on to something else and you start a whole new business, and you're not held liable so much or accountable as the CEO of Trump University. Yeah, you were the CEO and the owner, but Trump University was an incorporation. So when people sue Trump University, they're only suing Trump University. There's nothing that anybody can come after you for. So for you and your board members, you guys technically won. Mm-hmm. So I say all that to say anybody who's selfish like that and considers themselves to only be self-serving, once that person considers you a part of them, you now win with them. Their self-serving agenda also serves you to a degree. It might not serve all of your things, but the things you are aligned with them on, you're going to win on. I look at Trump as one of those people. No, he's not looking out for the greater good of everybody with the things that he does. He looks out for himself and anybody he includes as a part of himself. And I think when we see him will and deal on a world stage, it's contradictory to Obama. So it's always like if you break up with somebody, the person you just dated, the next person that you date after the person you just broke up with, the next person you date after them is going to be a complete contrast of that. You're not going to be like, I want to find the person I just was with plus two more things. No, if they were short, the next person you date is going to be tall. If they were skinny, the next person you date is going to be fat. All of that.
It might be better to do it the other way, though, but I hear you.
I understand. But my thing is that we had Obama, and Obama focused completely on world politics and did not focus enough on domestic. And that was people's problem with him. Now we run over here, and people who had a problem with Obama's world views and world tactics are now finding that Trump's new things are refreshing, how he takes care of us and makes sure that we get out of prison. And the American prison system is the biggest one in the world while we focused on other things in other places, period. People are beginning to appreciate Trump doing that and kind of focusing on that, and for whatever reason and in whatever type of way he is focusing on that. And I think that's allowing people to agree with him on certain things, but they're not having the best perspective and understanding in that does not make that man your friend. That does not make you somebody who agrees with his policies. That just makes you somebody who just agree with him on one fucking thing. Like, even a broken clock is right 2 times a day. If you take the batteries out your watch and let it die, I guarantee twice a day that clock is going to be right. Once in the AM and once in the PM. You cannot align yourself and think this is the best watch in the world now because it does that. That's not how it works.
Yeah, and I think some people, well, I don't know. I feel like people, like, from what I see on, like, the internet, people, like, get it. But people just, I don't know, I think people on, like, the left or the liberal side, like, they just, we've talked about this before, they just don't function the way that the other side does.
Because they play defense. The left has no offense. The left will never, ever be able to say, we want to do this. They just always say, we don't want y'all to do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of, like, emotional responses. And should be with Trump shit, I don't even know that. I just think Trump does, and I'm not, you're clearly the business person of the two of us, but Trump plays to who invested in him. I don't even know if he believes.
And that's why I say whoever's a part of him.
Yeah,
Once you get on his team,
his shit's like, it's these down south pig fuckers down here. They the ones who got me in office. So,
because it's no permanent friends. So whoever can help me get to my goal. If you the pig fuckers, I'm taking the pig fuckers. If on my next goal I need the rich motherfuckers from Connecticut, I'm gonna go get them. But that's the capitalist manifesto. That is how you do business. Unfortunately, that is something that I have an identity with.
Now, doing business, I feel like you do business, you're a businessman. That's fine. Sometimes to me, I just feel like people have to kind of take a step back and it's like, I don't know that you run a country the way you run a business.
What people fail to realize when you think of real countries, yes, but what people fail to realize is that America is an incorporation. America's not a country. America provides a service to the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. If you guys have not realized that, if you guys look at the world trends, America trends in the way that the world runs. So right now, like, America does not produce shit. We provide services and talent to the world.
Yep.
That's it. We make talented people and we provide places with their services. You can come, if you're a Russian, you can come here and have a baby and get citizenship. If you need to launder money, you can come here and do that. Come on, bro. You know I did.
Oh, my fucking fuck.
So we'll talk about that. Hold on.
If y'all haven't watched The Family,
on Netflix,
it's a long. This might get long. It might not get. But if you are interested,
here we go. Real quick, let me segue. It's basically a show about a secret society in Washington who feels like that there are degrees of people who are politicians and world leaders have been chosen by God to be able to have those positions, and these people in the family are destined and created by God to be able to serve these people and make sure they have everything they need to be able to be world leaders. Mm-hmm. And what they find as a commonality is religion. Not so much religion itself, but it's just Jesus. They don't focus on the Quran. Yeah. They don't focus on any type of books. What they do is the Bible, any of that. They focus on Jesus himself as a singular figure, because in every religion there's a Jesus-like idol, no matter if he's Buddha, Allah, whatever you call him. There's a Jesus and God-like figure and dynamic in every bit of religion. Elijah, Allah, whatever you want to say. So what they always tell people is to focus on Jesus, and in that way they find the commonality. More times than not, when you have countries that are beefing or whatever, what these people do is call it, and they have a house in Washington, D.C., in Ashburn, Virginia, which is right outside D.C., Maryland, Virginia, all of that. And they have a huge house that people can come here and stay at when they're in town. Dictators, politicians, presidents, kings, all that shit. They stay at this beautiful house with servants, and the servants are the family. And essentially that's how they get world leaders in wars to either stop, start, famines and all that shit. That's how they get it to happen. They literally bring these people here and a motherfucker prays and be like, Jesus will want us to do this, and and somebody be like, oh, what Allahu Akbar, and he'd be like, but this is like, we're talking about Jesus, not religion. We're talking about Jesus.
Yeah, it's a weird.
They con people into doing that shit just based off of like Jesus.
That we saying, like, you know, all that separation of church and state. It's the weirdest. Yes. It's the weirdest. Most fucking, almost scary type,
like fork in the road of it.
Yeah, it's a merger of like church and state, but they use this. I don't even know if you look at it, it's not even sure that they.
It's really a fork in the road, because it's where church and state meets, but where it meets, it becomes politics.
They kind of use the guise of religion as a way to weasel themselves into positions of power to legitimately.
But I think these niggas really believe in religion, though, because they sacrifice them lives. They don't work. Only thing the guy said they do in the documentary is play basketball and serve God. And then the women
at the start.
Yeah,
but like when they get into positions of power, it's about
because
using the guise of Jesus, so I can get into this position. I can rub shoulders, like the fucking
what's his name?
The breakfast. The breakfast they have.
The National Prayer Breakfast.
The National Prayer Breakfast. It has nothing to do with
prayer at all.
It's not prayer. It's not breakfast. It's
that is put on by the family.
Yeah, it's so, you know, EJ is now the fucking CEO of whatever the fuck company, and I just so happen to be the prime minister of Hakalakabakistan, and there's no way that we would ever meet each other and it would be okay. But the prayer breakfast gives him an opportunity, but it's under the guise of Jesus.
Religion. So people from somebody from a Jewish state or Islam or what the fuck am I trying to say? Israel. Excuse me. Somebody from Israel, and then somebody from here chose to or wanted to meet or wanted to have a discussion. Because we are religious adversaries, because we do not align politically, because we do not have any of the same beliefs, we cannot do that under the guise of that we are meeting to resolve these issues that we have that have been centuries old and generations old. But what we both can agree on is that we are devout in our religion and we're devout in our beliefs. So because of that, they create this guise of the national prayer breakfast that every president has in America. And because America is also a world power, that's another one of the things that I said. America provides a service to people, not so much actually does anything for the world. They provide niggas with a service of, hey, if you want to come here and hide, if you want to come here and do your dirt, if you want to come here and do whatever you need to do to be able to make your country succeed in the dark, then you can do it in America. So the prayer breakfast happens, and then somebody from two opposing countries get to come, and of course they get to listen to prayer and religion, but you get to have a quiet meeting with this person in the back room to be like, hey, we beefing over this, and this is only what the people want me as a king or a dictator or whatever the fuck I am. I don't really give a fuck about that. What do you really want to do, and what do you really like, and let's make a deal about this right now. That is what the family basically allows people to do. They create meeting grounds for dictators and presidents and
wild
people who are on the face of things enemies to go behind the scenes and be friends.
Yeah, that's pretty much like the whole thing. They flip the switch and shit, because if I'm aligned with you, you wild Jesus now, I could be out here like, my country beats the shit
That's
out
like
of
if the
babies.
Mexican mafia created a place for Bloods and Crips to come and meet each other behind each other's backs and be like, hey, y'all really want to be friends? It's basically that.
And then it's like, how can we trust them? I got they say so. Yeah, like he rocking with me now. It's some wild shit. Like
he rock with me, you rock with me. As my homie, you trust me, he trusts me. Y'all just both trust me. Y'all don't trust each other. Y'all trust me. And it become what happens is they're big enough, and it's an example of how big they are. What happens is a nigga fucked around and cheated on his wife with another member of the family's wife, and they basically made that nigga. They told him like, bro, you need to come out to the world and admit that you did this, and fuck your marriage. Your wife gonna leave you, and we don't give a fuck about that. But you still get to be a member of the family.
The Trump Russia shit.
I'm not getting there. You got to watch it all the way through to get there, and I don't want to get that up yet.
Okay, yeah, that was
because that leads into another documentary called.
That's in there if y'all ain't shit at that shit.
It's another documentary called. It's on Netflix though, not Netflix. Excuse me, Hulu. It's called.
I gotta get my Hulu shit back. I've been on fire.
Holy fuck! What is it called? It's a Trump documentary that shows how Trump met the Russians through a mobster actually, and the mobster knew the niggas. And what happened was a mobster was staying in Trump Tower and had a deal for the Russians, and that's how it all ties. And it's a sloppy game out this bitch.
See that, but see shit like that, I'd be like.
But I take that back. We digress. The point we were making is that once you are a part, that was the point I was making. As once you're a part of Trump, Trump sees us as him, and so yeah, these dirty motherfuckers make a deal for them and themselves to win. But once the nigga, you give a nigga a power, make him seat at the head of the table. Yeah, Trump may not be the best businessman, but it's not about that. It's about what's the agenda right now. He's not president forever. He's president for 4 years. In this 4 years, what we need to get done. If the nigga willing to go get that done, then that's why niggas is aligning with him. That's why it's like, I'm a celebrity and this nigga changed the tax brackets and saved me some money. And then on top of that, he also let my hood ass cousins out of jail. Technically, I'm saving some money and I'm still holding down my hood niggas. As a nigga like Isaiah Washington, he might be looking like, bro, I'm in a good position fucking with this nigga. Y'all might not understand it because y'all don't have $1 million and have niggas in the hood. You just got niggas in the hood with no $1 million. We got $1 million with no niggas in the hood. For me, this is a good situation. He's a rich, crooked nigga.
Yeah, see, I understand that.
Wealthy nigga from the hood is happy with this.
I understand that perspective, but see, me, I'm always just like, at some point, you have to look a bit. I'm not even saying outside yourself. You just have to look at another aspect of yourself because our environment is fucked. Our country is still shit. We about to go into a fucking recession. Like
those are things we can't fix. Those are things you're not gonna be able to fix. In reality, let me tell you, like we gotta look at it like this. It took Obama 8 years just to be able to clean up or just to stop the bleeding of George Bush. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump understand that was an actual nigga who was qualified to be president, and the only thing he can do in 8 years was stop the bleeding a little bit. Now he stopped us from dying, but that don't mean we healthy. Trump understand, like, nigga, I got to come in here and make some money. I got an objective while I'm in this bitch. I got a side I got to hold down.
Yeah. I get that. I just, like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I get it. I guess I get it from, like, oh, shit, fuck all this. Fuck whatever we talk about. Our brother in the building. Man. Biscuit Bike.
Auntie, sit down.
Everybody sit down.
If she ain't got to say nothing, we'll turn her mic off. She can just chill. Just sit up at the table.
I want to say that one's off.
Is it on? That's she on 5, he on 4.
Oh, shit.
He on 4. Check 4. Turn the mute off.
There we go. No. The mute
check, Biscuit, check.
Check. Oh, we in here now, man.
We in here.
Biscuit Bike in the bitch.
All right, so
we had this whole deep conversation about fuck what we talk about because Biscuit
all
out
politics.
Here. Nigga,
all right, so,
Biscuit hit me up was like, I'm out. Biscuit said, I'm out here.
So for those that don't know or may not have tuned into the episode before when we was independent, shout out to our brother Biscuit, man. Biscuit is our brother from college, man. He frat, he fam. And my man always come out to LA from Chicago to fuck with us, and he's out here right now from the shop, man. He randomly hit us up. We didn't even know this nigga was out here. Usually he'll hit us in advance. Today he just like, where y'all at? I'm pulling up.
Like, bro,
yeah, man, I'm out here. It happen like that sometimes. So brother popped up, man, made it before the show ended. My brother, man, love you, appreciate it, man.
Come show some love.
Yeah,
we was in here talking about politics and all that shit before you and Auntie pulled up, man. But now we just I love politics. We don't, my nigga. We was discussing how we hate it. Basically, what we was saying is that niggas is looking at. For me, I'm starting to understand why certain black people and certain affluent black people can kind of relate to Trump and are starting to become Trump supporters. Is because at the end of, and I think another reason why, prior to what I said, but I'm gonna give this one as another reason, is the duality between business and the hood. Like sometimes I think we fail to realize that. Like Tupac said it. Like I worked my whole life to get out the hood, and when I got to the hood, I realized this shit more crooked. Like to get to the business world, it's more crooked than what the streets was. Yeah. And I think sometimes we fail to realize that these niggas in these courtrooms and these boardrooms have the same mentality that we got. I want to get all the money and take care of my niggas. And I think for some people, some of Trump's things that he align with theirs, and they feel like, oh, this nigga kind of my nigga. Like he looking out for me. He not looking out for me. He just kind of. That's like if a nigga. Say you from Chicago, nigga from the south side of Chicago, like I got a plug who want to supply to all of the south side, but I got to get everybody on the same page and be to buy from this one nigga. That don't mean me and you friends. We got to go do a deal, my nigga. And it's big. Exactly. There it is, and it's no such thing as permanent friends or enemies in business. That's always what I say. And for me, I was making that point that I think for some niggas, because Isaiah Washington from what show was he on? Grey's Anatomy or?
And then he got kicked off for saying like he said something.
Yeah, he on one of them shows. You know who he is, but you don't know who he is.
Yeah.
But Isaiah Washington, he was basically saying that Trump created a bill that freed niggas that was nonviolent offenders from jail. Like he created another. He canceled Obama shit, but he created his own. Yeah. And I guess it might have freed somebody in this nigga family, or he fuck with that bill. Yeah. So he was like, nigga, I fuck with that. So I'm a Trump supporter. But I think nigga did that because you can't run back and forth. Like, it's no gray area. You can't be like, oh, nigga, I'm black, but I fuck with Trump, but I still want to be. You got to just run all the way over there to them niggas. Like, we don't let you be, like, in the space of both. So that's the point we was talking about. Like, sometimes the nigga just fuck with you on some shit.
Should that change, though? Should, like, the idea that instead of to support, like Charlamagne, and even we talked about before, like, there should be more of a space of I support the issue, not necessarily I support the person.
If that's always how you voice it, you have to voice it to create that.
Yeah, there should be like more of a space of like I support the issue, like I vote on the issue, but I'm not gonna vote on just because I vote on this issue. I fuck with this motherfucker as a whole. Like,
but see, a lot of people do a lot of emotional thinking though.
True.
Making decisions off emotions. You know what I mean? At the end game, there's hate, but oh man, that's good. Oh man, that just worked out. I'm go for Trump now. But just a couple of months ago, you was fuck Trump. Fuck this, you know what I mean?
And exactly like you said, I think some people make permanent decisions on temporary emotions. I think sometimes when you look at politics, Republican, Democrat, that's a permanent decision for people. Once you choose up on that, you can't switch with the next candidate. And sometimes I feel like people make that decision on a temporary emotion. I think in 3 years, this nigga Isaiah Washington gonna look back and be like, I was a goofy for doing that shit. I just did it because of the pressure. But I think that's why I said you have to create the space of creating your options. That's kind of like a nigga saying, like, yeah, nigga, I like macaroni and cheese, but I don't want yellow cheese. I want white cheese. Like, I want my shit made the way I want it. Yes, it's not the normal thing that y'all accept, and it ain't Republican or Democrat. Nigga, it's what the fuck I like and what serves me in my life. And I think sometimes niggas is afraid to say what served them in their life is what they fucking with. I don't fuck with the whole line of this shit. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just that you just don't. You might not fuck with everything in its totality, but a couple of these things, it's like a nigga be like, I don't eat McDonald's, but I eat French fries from. Like, I don't fuck with McDonald's, but I eat their French fries.
The funny thing to me is like it's only us that does that, like as like society, because them there on Capitol Hill, like they don't do that. Them niggas eat lunch.
I don't
together.
think other people have had situations in their life where they have to be one side or the other. I think that's a slave mentality of us, of field nigga versus house nigga, that creates a divide.
I mean, America
you get
does
something
that.
More from this side
because they on Capitol Hill don't do that. Even in the family, like there are Democrats and Republicans in the family.
They do not believe.
We are the only ones that go.
Democrats, Republicans, Muslims, every religion,
the people in this country are the only ones who go, I need to align 100% with this.
I think that's the tiers of people though. I think that is a problem of the lower class. I think when you get up to upper class, like I just said, there are niggas who literally. Jay-Z just did a business deal with the NFL.
Right.
Somebody who was just protesting, I don't need the NFL. I said no to the Super Bowl. I don't need them. They need me.
So was that a good move to you? Yes or no?
I still need some time to see.
Okay.
It's still early.
Okay.
Like I still need some time to see. Like I see that they did the concert in Chicago and did that.
I have
but
a
I
question
can't.
about that.
Yeah, actually, do you have any information
No.
on where they did that in Chicago?
Grand Park.
Is that the hood? Is that
downtown area?
Is that serving to the people though?
Yeah, it was open to everybody.
Okay, so did people from the hood that was going down? Because I seen certain high school football players and different little high schools and shit from the hood supposedly went down and was able to get free stuff from the league and all that. Is that actually true? Do you have anybody on the ground that can confirm if like?
Yes, I do. A couple of my family members, my auntie boyfriend, and they little clique went down. They even gave them the combine experience.
Yeah. Okay.
Or something like that, the training week experience, or something, or in the field goal. To try to kick like a 30, foot field goal, whatever that is. So,
but I mean, for the kids that came down from the local communities, did they provide them with anything that they could take home that was tangible, backpacks or school stuff?
Sure
that's the part where I can get to. Like,
not because they raised $400,000 that they said was going to go back to 2 charities in Chicago. Go ahead. Let me look up what that was. What you said?
I think it was about the jobs though.
That's what I mean. Like the $400,000, like
because they took all the volunteers from the city though, right? The folk that was from the city was
like
the ones
that.
that was allowed to volunteer and actually work. The NFL didn't take none of their people out there. They went and found people on the ground in Chicago.
Right.
I mean, for major shit, you could set up infrastructure, but what I'm saying is that the functional shit of it, from what I'm told, it was the people of Chicago that provided that. Y'all might be better to give me some insight on that than I actually would know.
Like my thought is always like I haven't, and like I said, like I don't talk about the Jay-Z thing a lot because I still haven't just sat down and to me research enough. Because like I said, like I'm a Jay-Z fan, so I feel like I would give Jay-Z the fucking leeway to go. All right, man, let me see if this is a thing. But me personally, I'm almost a little over the idea that we have to like, I don't know, link up with like I'm really big on, like we talk about, I'm always big on, nigga, why the fuck can we just go do our own shit? Like even
because we can't not. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, because even like, or at least because when I looked at this, like I look at it like I'm assuming this is a partnership, not Jay-Z works for them. Because like when I look at, once again, like when I think of like the legacy of Nip, like that's a partnership with Puma. It's not Nipsey sponsoring Puma. It's Marathon and Puma. It's us with our own thing. That store is theirs, that land is theirs, Vector 90, all this other shit. I'm looking more to us to go, if you don't fuck with me, I'm tired of having to feel like we have to pull them in and convince them to do the right thing. Like I'm not in the business anymore of like playing to the morals of a moralist person. Like if you don't want to fuck with us, cool, just get out of our way. I don't need your help. I just want, like, as if every rapper was to say, hey man, like all you niggas, I got a $500,000 whip that I bought today and some bullshit chains to add to my other bullshit chains. If y'all threw $1 million in, there was a fucking league that Troy Polamalu was, I think they're dead now. But if y'all niggas had to throw $1 million in there, every nigga leaves, and like this is a big grand fucking fantasy.
But people scared.
That's what I'm saying. Like, 'cause if every nigga leaves the NFL, if AB and all of his buddies jump to the fucking, what was it, the AFL, the NFL is dead. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm not sitting here to watch fucking. I like Tom Brady, but if he throwing to, him and Gronk, if it was just him and Gronk out there, I don't fucking care. So if niggas just got like niggas having feeling the idea that we have to link up with them all the time, just do your own. Like there's enough of us.
That's it's beyond that though. If you think about it, that's the how the HBCUs died. All the black athletes went to the white schools.
There was a fucking article
so
about
if everything,
that shit.
If the black pro athletes would have stuck with the roots, then eventually that the black owned league would have been created. Compared to everybody,
it would have been a pipeline to come from HBCUs to directly to the HBP. Historical black professional.
Exactly.
Shout out to Shanika because she sent me an article about that. And I haven't. Her and DC sent me this article, and it's like, it's time for black athletes to
start doing a funnel,
colleges.
to start funneling black athletes.
Which you think about now.
That
think
ironically
about
is a big thing.
Zion Williams would have went to Grambling.
Would have been a rap.
We would have went from.
All right.
You know what I mean?
100%. That is something that is. Even just historically, can you imagine if the Fab Five didn't go to Michigan and they went to fucking Howard?
Exactly.
Can you imagine if Jalen Rose and Chris Webber and all them niggas went to Howard? Like that 100% is something. For me, I always look at. I want to say this, but I don't want to say this.
Fucking with the wrong nigga, bro. I'm like, say all that shit.
Yeah, but the situation.
Yeah.
Some things exist purely based on something that can't live.
So
Like,
is that internal?
I just need
No,
you
no,
to explain that.
To me, I don't think the NFL is based on good principles. So I think anybody who would emulate them to be able to rival them would be based on bad things too. It's an old Frederick Douglass. I think it's Frederick Douglass that did make the expression, be careful when you're fighting a monster to not become a monster yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you ever realize that when you fight a nigga that fight dirty, he don't believe in, like, he'll grab you, he'll pull your dreads, he'll kick you in your nuts and do all that. You be like, in the middle of the fight, you be like, fuck this, I'm finna hit this nigga in his nuts too. Be careful of doing that when you're trying to rival the NFL.
My idea,
To be another league that comes up and becomes big enough to rival the NFL, you got to get in the dirt with them a little bit.
Exactly.
It may be hard to beat the NFL completely on a complete legitimate, completely fair platform.
At the beginning.
Some things just not built to exist on that shit though, bro. Like in reality, how much money can a nigga pay you to not be able to play with your grandkids?
Well, that's like a what?
Exactly, but niggas fail to realize it's niggas with CTE that's killing themselves before they can even see their grandkids. Junior Seau, one of the greatest linebackers in NFL history, killed himself, and he had a complete fallout with his children and destroyed all kind of relationships and lives before he did so. Niggas fail to realize a nigga like Kellen Winslow has been breaking into old women's houses and raping them. Aaron Hernandez murdered shot two people, murdered one, went to jail and killed himself. Now leaves behind a child and a family who has to deal with all of this because of CTE and injuries from football, bro. I'm not saying that I'm rivaling the NFL, but what you got to kind of realize is it's a gladiator sport that niggas is playing, bro. How long is this meant to last at all? Period.
Well, I think the expectation football life is 10 years?
Not even that, bro. 3 to 4.
Yeah, that's
3 to 4, nigga.
Yeah, that's magic.
That's what I'm
3
telling
to
you. If
4
you make
is
10 year
on
career, I have a
average
friend
is
that's in
3
the
to 4.
NFL right now. Ed Dixon has made 10 years in the league. That nigga's an exception, bro. 3 to 4 years. 3
But
to
I
4
thought that was
years.
just running back.
No, nigga.
I thought
No. I'm talking about when you.
Okay, let's
position.
up it.
If you come
Let's
into
up
the
it to
league,
5 to 6, bro.
No.
Like,
I'm telling you as a statistic that I know
Yeah.
for a fact,
Yeah.
nigga. I know for a fact. The league, the average is 3 to 4 years, and it's you have to understand something. Most niggas in that first 3 to 4 years, the rookie contracts is 4 years plus a year on the team if they decide to extend you for a 5th year.
Right.
So even if you make it that 3 to 4 years with you in the league, you probably making rookie minimum.
Yeah.
You probably making $1 million, $2 million, but then you got to
They
pay
don't
for
really
your.
make money
You got to
until
pay
they see
taxes.
endorsements.
Not even endorsements. He see your second contract. That's why we see Zeke this week. Ezekiel Elliott fight to get that $100 million because Zeke a running back, just like you said. So Zeke know he got 6 to 7 years as a running back. That's all them niggas has got.
So to me,
you
that
before
makes
you
it
30,
seem
you
like-
done, nigga. If you come into the league at 23 as a running back, before you get to 30, if you was a quality running back, you done.
Okay. I'll give
So
you
that
that.
makes it seem like that, like,
give you that.
correct me if I'm wrong anywhere, but like that seems like that fantasy we just put together of like them just building a league could work because it's not like you worried about getting
But in
paid.
that league,
you're not
no.
you're not getting paid in the NFL. So
No,
we
what
could-
I'm saying is when you go to that new league, if I'm gonna move on to a new thing that's supposed to be better and rival this, what's the one thing I'm gonna want? I'm gonna want the one thing I'm not getting over
So-
here, which is to get paid a whole bunch of money. That means the next league that has to come has to have a whole bunch of funding and a whole bunch of money. You have to understand every NFL team's salary cap is $300 million per year, and it's 32 NFL teams, nigga.
But look, real quick, think about Ice Cube with the big 3.
Go ahead.
That's kind of
Now,
that
if
was
he
kind of
get,
like
again, a couple of black men threw some shade at him. Well, that's where you go when your career dead.
What's the
fuck was
overhead to
that?
play
You hear
basketball
me?
and what's the overhead to play football?
Well, big difference.
What's the insurance for playing basketball? What's the insurance for playing football?
Well,
Stadiums, conditions. You have to do, and if you do it, you can go ahead and do an indoor football league and still play in the Staples Center and all that. But you got a 50-yard field. It's not
Yeah,
as
it's a
wide,
big
and
difference,
niggas is now risking
you know.
themselves because the
Yeah.
walls is
All
right
the
there
hits and
on the shit.
everything.
So yeah, Chad
It's a
Johnson
big
probably would have
difference,
went and
big
played
difference.
for another league that wasn't
Yeah.
the NFL afterwards. But what's he gonna risk his life even more so? Because now I'm still playing with all the rates and risk of CTE and all this other stuff, but I'm doing it with a wall 3 feet away from me that you can hit me into.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, if more upper black men, P Diddy, more people, billionaire status, put money into that, and we
So,
just start
real quick,
drafting
bro.
on.
So that's what I'm gonna ask you though. 53 men for each roster, 32 teams. Let's just say you're gonna pay each of them $1 million. 53 million, right? And then your star is not gonna play for the same thing that a nigga who ain't even playing in the game is gonna play for. So even if you just say vets minimum,
up and
because
down.
the veterans minimum in the NFL is like 300,000, 400,000. So let's just say you want to double that. So let's say you're gonna pay between 600 and 800,000. So let's just round up and say $1 million for even a vet's minimum. Once you got 53 niggas, even if you pay 53 niggas, pay 53 niggas $1 million. That's $53 million for how many teams you gonna have in the league? Because you can't take all the NFL players away from the league. Even if you took all of the quality players away from the NFL, you can't afford to have an 18 league.
You can't.
You're going to have to have 32
time.
You're
going to have
to
the NFL, though.
So that's what I'm saying, though. Niggas is not going to jump ship
like,
one at a time.
At all. Yeah.
If we all can't, it's an all or nothing type thing, nigga. If AB and all these niggas can't go at once, it ain't going to be a nigga that be like, but when you think of all or nothing thing, you talking about a legit $10 billion minimum.
Well, here's my thing. If everybody jumps, then they jump with their sponsors. They jump with TV. Because they're coming for the talent. They're coming for the fans.
Exactly.
If I don't, I like, hang on. Like, I like now I like the Patriots. Like, I like if you were like, I'm a Raiders fan. I'm an AB fan. I don't give a fuck where AB go. I'm going where AB goes. So if AB jumped from the Raiders to the Patriots to this fantasy league we just came up with right here, the Good News League. If AB jumped to the good, then that's where the fuck I'm going. I'm going to the Good News Stadium, and I'm bringing my money there and all of the shit that AB brings, his celebrity, his whatever. So if all the players come, it's not like all these, I guess, celebrities are coming out of pocket.
Big bank versus little bank after a while. So what happens is this.
What would they have?
Real quick, what we fail to realize is all of the people who endorse the NFL, some way or another, are connected to the NFL franchises.
Mm-hmm.
The nigga who may be the CFO of McDonald's, he owns 10% of the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
The nigga, no, that's what I'm saying though. So if I'm in bed with you, so that's like saying Biscuit. You got Biscuit Incorporated and I got EJ Incorporated. On the front end, we do a bunch of business out here in the world. But on the back end, me and you the best of friends, my nigga. So if somebody jumps ship from us, you gonna tell me as your best friend, like, nigga, hold on. Just hold on, nigga. I know they jump shit. Ride with your boy. And we gonna wait, because that shit gonna die out if you don't go over there. You fuck with me, I'm gonna bring this shit. I'm gonna get this shit cleaned up. Just let them niggas die out. If you don't fuck with them, they gonna die out. Right. You stick with me. Because even if you go jump ship over there, McDonald's probably got to go from a $300 million contract to a $10 million contract and build up again. Yeah. You got to put the whole infrastructure back in place. And if you steal the infrastructure from the NFL and move it to the new place, guess what you just did? That's like transferring a computer. That's like if you got a virus on a computer, so you just take everything off that computer and move it to a new computer. You just moved the virus too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my whole point of emulating the NFL to beat it. Is that we got to move the virus to a whole new system. That's all we going to do. Because at the end of the day, for what everybody's saying, the problem with the NFL is that they don't pay people. To create a new league, we're going to have the same problem and not be able to pay people. Yeah, Rick Ross can give $1 million. Jay-Z can give $1 million. Diddy can give $1 million. French Montana, everybody can give $1 million. That's still only $53 million. Nigga, AB just had a contract voided for $30 million.
Then two people like us had to go support the games.
Even if we did, bro, the front end money ain't enough to get no niggas there that we want to go support. AB just literally got cut from in the same day, nigga. He lost a contract for $30 million and picked up another one for $15. Nigga, $45 million worth of money moved hands with one nigga in 24 hours. And now we talking about doing what? 10 teams of 53 niggas? 10 teams of 20 niggas?
So at what point would like putting, I guess, us or our shit ahead of like a dollar amount come into play?
It to me, I think,
because they're all AB is a millionaire. Everybody's a millionaire. At some point, like you and me, nobody in this room is a millionaire.
No, $1 million contract is not a millionaire.
No. I'm not saying $1 million contract. I'm saying you and me, AB is a millionaire. He is a millionaire. Saquon Barkley is now probably in $1 million. Oh, he's young.
He's on a rookie contract. He's second year in the league, making $1 million.
He's a bad
example. He may have
fucking Cam Newton is a millionaire.
Got you.
Fucking
I get
whoever.
what you're saying.
So after a while, you have enough money. Because everybody in this room is living a pretty decent life and nowhere near that money, hasn't even smelt it. Mm-hmm. So after a while, at what point is it like, okay, what's better for like us and like
we
my
can't
kids?
count those men's pocket because we don't know who those men take care of, TJ.
That's their problem.
No, that's not their problem.
Because my thing is, after a while, you manage your money poorly, bro. If you can manage, you are a full-grown man with a son and can manage your lifestyle. So who you're taking care of, after a while, it's like, take care of them in the right way. I'm not gonna give you money. I'm gonna give you if I'm got $50 million and Biscuit's like, bro, throw me $100,000. I'm not gonna throw Biscuit $100,000. What I will do is I'll invest $200,000 in Biscuit's business, so the Biscuit can now grow himself.
Okay, so now once you do that $200,000 with Biscuit, what you gonna do with your other cousin? Who Biscuit's like, yo, nigga, I want to do a mechanic shop. And this cousin like, yeah, man, but I want to do this. What you gonna do with that?
It depends on the plan.
At the way I am, You need to show me a plan. I will throw money to anything that can grow money. I'm not going to give you a bag. There's been too many.
I'm saying niggas come to you with legitimate business. If 5 niggas come to you with legitimate business plans that require $200,000 to get started, do you have that $1 million to be able to give to those five legitimate? Like, no, nigga, I'm talking about like 5 on their face look good plans.
If I'm a Cam Newton, yeah.
With no problem, I would too.
Yeah.
Okay,
if
cool.
I'm a Cam,
Especially
like if I'm the example,
people,
if I'm the examples we're using, if I have it, then yes, I can move that. Because niggas are showing me, I got 2 Bentleys, 3 fucking Lamborghinis, a Balenciaga bullshit ass dirty ass
niggas
shoes.
don't own that.
It's still like
No, you don't own that. A lot of that should be team owners be making sure that their quarterbacks and certain players look well. So this team owner who's a billionaire who owns a fleet of 60 Rolls Royces, yeah, he'll send one over to your house for the season.
Then you take
He
your time.
own a Rolls Royce dealer, nigga. So yeah, he'll send to make sure his best player looks good and feels good rolling
Then
to
it
the game.
might-
Because when
then-
you look good and you feel good, you play good.
Then for me,
There's
it might
certain
work like this.
politics to this shit, bro.
I'll give Biscuit my 2, and I can't give this cousin my 2 right now. But what I will do, you work for Biscuit in the meantime.
So and that was my next point. How big does Biscuit business got to be now to take care of everybody in the family that needs to be taken care of? Because yeah, we only got one business, but
I'm not in the business of taking
stop.
care of people.
And that's the whole point of what you don't understand is that that's not what you are in the business of.
But that's not what anybody should be in the business of. Taking care of people.
You can't
cripples them.
dictate what nobody should be in the business of because guess what?
I'm not dictating.
The more,
I'm saying
more
it's
times
bad
than not, every
politics
family,
for us.
because every family that now has wealth. When you look at the Mara family that fucking owns the Giants, when you look at the Davis family, Al Davis and his son Mark Davis, who just cut Antonio Bryant. When you look at these families, one nigga got the bread, and Henry Ford. One nigga got the bread and said, I'm going to bring everybody else along, but I'm going to bring y'all along at a pace that you niggas got to understand.
Yes.
That's how the fuck it go. Auntie, I'm going to take care of you, but auntie, you got to give me until the first. The first and the third, you know, the money come different because of the situations.
Yeah,
auntie, give me until the third. Everybody don't. So but you're still taking care of everybody. You still have to take care of everybody. You have to give everybody a just hold on sometime.
But yeah, that's taking care
what
of you.
What you fail to realize is I can't help all of the black community if I ain't took care of my house yet. And some niggas have not taken care of their house yet. No matter what you see in $100 million contract, I still haven't gotten down to the logistics of drilling into my cousin that nigga, I can't just give you $200,000 to go invest in a rim business. Let me sit you down and explain business, explain inventory and overtures and expenditure and explain. Sometimes, nigga, it take a nigga 10 years into the league before I can get my core to understand that I'm trying to make y'all LeBron James and make you Maverick and make you Rich Paul and make you. I'm trying to do that. But it's going to take a second. What niggas fail to realize is Rich Paul had to go intern at Nike before he could go start Clutch Business. He did that for the first 5 years of LeBron's career. But this was a nigga who went into this shit already business-minded, and it still took him 5 years to learn the curve of this shit. So when we got a cousin and niggas that's just coming from the hood, that's just going, my cousin eventually going to make it to the NFL, and I ain't got to do shit. He going to give me some money, and I'm going to be able to go out here and start a studio. Nigga, sometimes it takes me 8, 9, 10 years into my career before I can get the people closest to me right. Then you want me to take my money and now just go spend it on something or invest it into something that I haven't had a chance to mold or really get on the same page with? Nigga, that's fucking crazy.
I would never tell
as a
anybody
nigga who's working on something. If we signed $100 million,
but you invest in something.
So this is what I'm saying is that when a whole bunch of niggas just sit at the table and be like, everybody give $1 million, you know how long that shit is going to take? How much money, and it's not going to be just $1 million, because even if you go, it's going to take us $50 million to start this. You still got to go 10 to 15 to fucking 10 to 20% over of what our budget is. We now need to calculate that into that because that's going to be spur of the moment finances that's going to pop up. Nigga, I say all that to just say this as a nigga who has seen salary caps for NFL teams and just seen invoices for regular salary cap shit. Nigga, it is not as, trust me, I had the same beliefs before I got to where I am. It is not as simple as you people think. From the outside looking in to go, we all black and we all got some money. We do not have no money.
I don't think it's simple, but I think it has to be done.
No, it doesn't. It's what can be done is we can stop looking to this archaic, outdated thing to make our families and our children rich. What we can do is go, let's let this go and start something new. And not in terms of just the league. No. That was my point. Not just in terms of the league.
In general.
The sports sometimes. The idea of sports themselves.
Yes.
If niggas just decided, all football players take $1 million and go start a law school. Go start a black medical school.
Yes.
I'm more for that. I'm more willing to take. For me, I feel like we can take $20 million to go give an endowment to a private medical school so that everybody who graduates from all of our HBCUs get automatic acceptance into this medical school.
That could
so you ain't gotta go apply for Ivy League medical or Columbia or Harvard or law.
Well, yeah, what you're saying makes sense to me. Like that bothers
or just
me
a graduate
when,
program that
how many
filters.
people out of your intermediate circle growing up wanted to go to medical school or law school?
That's just because we ain't made it cool yet. You grew up in Chicago. Niggas grew up seeing Jordan. That's why niggas want to grow up in ball now. Why you'll see niggas in the winter with big ass.
It's the quick contracts. You 18 compared to you could be 18 signing a fucking shoe deal worth $100 million.
But this is what we look at. Okay, but so this
I'm
is my
not
whole point.
opposed to the signing.
You signed $100 million.
No.
Well, you have to break it down.
Just think about it though. You sitting
that's
there
on his face.
as a teenager.
That's on his face. So
you
you
see
signed
your
$100
mother
million.
going from check to check.
Okay,
No,
$100 million. 50 of that gone off rip.
Yeah,
50 of that gone to the people. So you got $50 million now. 10% of that gone to your agent. So now you got $45 million. 3% of that gone to 3% of that is gone to or management, your agent, all you getting that money's getting chipped off, bro, from $100 million contract. You might go home with $20 million. You might. After you buy yourself a house, take
But
care
at
of
the end of the day, I just didn't have shit.
But in the long run, bro, the short run. So you look at the short game. Yeah, nigga, I made $20 million off my $100 million contract. But the nigga who went to school and got his tech degree, who owned the team that just paid me, when you look at a nigga, would you rather be Kawhi Leonard or would you rather be the nigga Steve Ballmer that owned the Clippers?
Well, it's about the time. Shit, hell yeah, I want to be, I want to be that top dog, but...
So this is my point, though. You went and took the same path that the top dog took. You went and got your degree. You went to college and you did that. You have you have everything in place to go be the billionaire, but we still got dreams of being the millionaire nigga who go broke in 5 years after leaving the league, which we know for a fact.
It's the connections.
We ain't never
those kind of connections.
How about this? Nigga heard of what's the nigga that got Donald Sterling? How much money Donald Sterling got today? Nigga had to sell the Clippers and leave the NBA. I bet you he ain't broke yet.
No, nowhere near.
Okay.
Nowhere
But Antoine Walker and all these niggas who lead the league, 5 years after they gone, they broke.
So that
trying to take care of everything and everybody.
And I think that's exactly how we should explain this shit to our kids. If what you plan, if what you want to be Michael Jordan for is money, let me explain what real money is to you and show you who Bill Gates is. Let me explain real money to you and show you who Warren Buffett is or who Bob Johnson is or who Damon Jones is. Like this is.
So we need more lessons, like everybody says, in financial literacy.
Yeah, 100%. I believe in that. Yeah. But I think to me, I'm not fighting the idea of we need to invest in us. I just want to make sure that we invest in us in things that are not. I'm not looking for equality. I'm looking for equity. So equality is creating a league that rivals the white league of that are over
I'm
here.
not looking.
I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for equality in that. I'm looking for the equity in what we can invest in us to make us better.
I wasn't never looking for anything that rivals us. I'm always looking for something that is ours. Like I get tired of this idea that in order for us to grow and attain our own stuff, we somehow have to pander to our oppressors to somehow be unoppressive anymore. I don't like that shit because it's like, if you don't have the morality to treat me like a human being, that's fine. You could be a piece of shit over there. I'm not in the business of changing racist minds. My thing is just get the fuck out my way. That's all. Just leave me. Like, I don't need you to change.
But when we realize that's not happening, eventually we got to go in that house and burn that motherfucker down.
Well,
and sometimes you get into the house. Perfect example with Trojan War. I'm
not even Trojan, nigga. Just
no.
burn it down.
In reality, I'm just going to say it. Bro, I understand.
Bro.
But once you try the 300 and it don't work, you got to switch the tactics.
We don't try it like that, though.
And this is what I'm telling you is that we all want to go in and burn shit down. We have tried to burn it down. We have tried to. And that's the problem is that when we tried to burn it down, it was such a glitch on the radar that we didn't even realize it was an attempt to burn the shit down. Trust it. God damn. You know why for this specific topic, I can ask you to trust me on these.
Oh, I'm not talking about them anymore.
But what I'm saying, I'm using that as an example. That in that example, it may be more than one scenario in which, yeah, nigga, we tried to burn it down, but we just didn't have enough lighter fluid and matches yet to be able to burn down something this big.
Half the
so
time,
sometimes
it's niggas ain't really with the shits like they say they are.
I don't think it's that. Even if it's not enough niggas with the shit, that's why I'm saying sometimes you have to do the Trojan War, my nigga. We don't have the 300 niggas we have to attack this from the inside. So what we gonna do is we gonna take 30 niggas and we gonna act like 30 niggas that want to go work here. So they gonna let us up in this bitch. But as 30 niggas up in this bitch, guess what we can do? We can do more damage than we can do with 3,000 niggas on the outside. And that's just how the fuck it go, my nigga. It does not never work. We never give each other enough of a chance to do it.
The Trojan thing, like, okay, the king, actually literally the king, he wasn't Trojan warning, but his whole plight was, we need to integrate. We need to be within this fucking group. Before he got up out of here, he was like, you know maybe we shouldn't have got in this group.
I understand that, but
it didn't help us.
I'm not
put
disputing
us in their
that.
game
But
with
he
their
also
rules.
did that with majority of black people in the country rivaling him, being a rival to what he was wanting to do and what his position was. We're running out of time, so we probably gonna end this after continue this off air. But my whole thing is this,
Y'all
bro.
welcome.
If we actually don't tell on each other and fucking snitch on each other of, oh, Jay-Z, this person who's a leader and a revolutionary for the black community is signing with these niggas, it might not send the antennas up of the other people of like, wait, nigga, you always be helping the niggas? And now you trying to get in my house, oh, this nigga's trying to fuck us over. We always give up the plan before we even get it. We make a fucking announcement before we supposed to. This is the same thing we talked about on other episodes. Black people, shut the fuck up.
Forever.
Shut the fuck up. Stop criticizing each other so quickly, and then maybe a nigga will have a chance to sneak into somewhere and
That's
fuck some
something-
shit up on our
Oh.
behalf. Stop being so critical so quick. Shut the fuck up. You niggas don't have
Okay.
$13. You
It's
want to talk about a
probably
nigga who built $1 billion
40
and how he
seconds
moves.
left.
Shut the fuck up. That's the whole episode. Shut the fuck up, black people, and
That's
let niggas work
probably
for a
what I
second
should've
before y'all
told it.
start being critical. Shut the fuck up.
Did
That's
you watch
the
that
episode.
Killer Mike interview? That's what it should have been.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, everybody shut the fuck up, I guess, a little bit. Or keep it to yourselves. I don't know if y'all should shut the fuck up, but you should definitely keep the information that you have to yourselves. That's it. That's our first episode back since niggas on vacation and shit. Enjoy. You know, you're welcome. Thank you, Biscuit, for being here for the last
No problem at all. No
15
problem at all.
and that's it, motherfuckers. Yeah. Bye.